Okay, my dog is barking. Bear, shut up. It'll be okay.
Your dog's name is Bear?
Yeah, we have Bear, and then so my other dog, her name is Catalea, but I didn't name her that. we got her like that. I just call her Cat.
So you have a dog named Cat and a dog named
a dog
Bear.
named Cat and a dog named Bear. So fuck it, it works.
It's what they identify as. It's fine.
That being said, what's going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with some guy you guys.
Nick Wright.
Nick Wright. What's going on, Nick? Glad to have you on. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Absolute pleasure. You are the god of powerlifting right now,
man.
So definitely.
I'm always humbled by that statement. As of late, I've just been getting like mad love. The YouTube thing's starting to pick up. Nowhere near your level, but I think the content that I put out is very it can help people. It really can, especially those that tune in regularly. And originally I made the channel to like help make my guys better, but then I was like, hey, you know what, like there's people that I can't take on everyone, you know what I mean, and some people can't afford it. A lot of young bucks coming up. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I can nudge them in the right direction. And also, what's dope, I'm actually going to bring up Russ Swole. Some of you guys might know him. He, before we started working together, he already knew all my stuff. Like, he already had watched, like, every single one of my videos. He would post in his IG story, like, yo, I'm listening to Joey, da-da-da-da-da. So he already knew what was up, and that's kind of the cool thing about it, is that people can find out about me and learn about me first. And then kind of decide if they're going to work with me or not. And nobody really knows this, but the only reason I really, like, Instagram's doing good. And I was like, all right, all right, damn, JP's got it. Like, he's been grinding on his fucking YouTube for a long ass time. Like, I got to have something, at least something. So I was like, fuck it, let me get on there. But, yeah, it's crazy because YouTube is like, you would know, it's like another community. It's like, some people, it's crazy to me that some people don't use Instagram, but there are people, that are exclusively on YouTube, and
yeah.
it's a whole nother thing. So, but enough about me. Let's talk about you. Now we're gonna bounce around, but Nick Wright, man, where do we start? How did you? First off, like, were you a bodybuilder and then you got into powerlifting, or?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yep, I was a bodybuilder for I did my first show in 2006 at 15. Son. Did my last show in 2012 at 21, having just turned 21. So
theoretically, you could have been Boston Lloyd before Boston Lloyd.
I could have been. In fact, it was funny. The fun fact about Boston Lloyd, I'm the one who I don't want to take all the credit for it, because I think he had the idea. Boston does what he wants.
Yeah, of course.
But I was the one who really pushed him to start making videos from the very start. Because I'd always ran into him in California at expos and stuff, and I'd always talk to him for years and years and years. And he was so open about his stuff on Facebook. And I remember telling him, this is back when I lived in Virginia, telling him, dude, make a YouTube video, start a series, this will blow up. My initial plan was to meet him and do a collab style of that series. And we just never ended up linking up. He ended up doing the series himself, and most people will remember it was that first cell phone clip of him like injecting, like, I think it was like insulin or something.
I remember when he came out, just some of the stuff that he was doing, it was very, very like compelling, maybe almost like in a negative way, because like a lot of the guys that do gas up, they're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why is he being so open with this shit?
Yeah.
But he didn't give a shit. He just didn't care. He was just like, bro, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. I don't give a fuck. Like, and I think to see that, we had never seen anyone like that, which is kind of how he shot up, in popularity pretty quick. People were like, yeah, this guy doesn't fuck around. He tells the truth. Obviously, he kind of ran out of steam. Just, it seemed like he was just running so much shit and his body couldn't take it.
Yeah, he even admits he's on like the extreme side of things.
I think he's done now. Like, he's not doing it. Or he's trying to just get healthy.
I think he's burnt out from competing. Which I don't blame.
His entire whatever, people can learn from. You know what I mean? They just if those people that are like, hey, I'm on the fence, I want to juice up.
He does a good job at highlighting how unhealthy bodybuilding actually is. Like, while it can be healthy, it's good because these kids will like magazine and think they're just taking whey protein, and he points out like how body dysmorphic it is, how insecure people are, and how much drugs they take.
Even for natty guys, it can be unhealthy. Just what you start to go through, especially women, what you start to go through like towards the end of prep. I don't know how lean you got, or if you would even consider yourself lean, but compared to the standards we have now, we're just like you have to like literally be dead. Like you have to just be.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say standards at all. I did well at the time I was in. I did do well, but definitely not like what they have to.
When did you first realize that you had above average arms?
Dude, I really don't know. I always had a genetically good peak. Like the shape of my peak was good, but arm size wise, I always had I have wicked long, lanky baboon arms, and they were always really small, like really small. So when I started bodybuilding, I became obsessed with building arms. I can't even imagine why now. Like you never catch you doing arm day now, but like at the time I used to watch like bodybuilders do quote unquote arm day the same way you and I might watch like Ray Williams squat.
We used to go to the gym. I mean, out here in Cali, we had Gold's Gym, we have North Hollywood Gold's Gym, North Hollywood Gold's Gym, Los Angeles, and Venice, of course. And when I don't even know if I've gone over this. When I got into like the barbell movements, I had been like just a football player, so I knew of bodybuilding, but I was primarily, dude, I used to be so shredded from just barbell stuff that you could see my abs like through my fucking thermal. I was like so strict on diet. I was like, I would sprint. I was like a fucking robot. I remember, I don't know if you've gone through this phase or like I used to like go on a date. I will never forget this. I went on a date with this chick, this fucking Israeli girl, and I remember I ordered a salad and I got like a shitload of vegetables, and the only dressing I had was mustard, right? So she got so fucking pissed by that. So pissed by that. She was like, bro, like, you fucking don't eat normal. Like, this shit is not normal. And I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, I had to keep my gains. I got to stay lean. I can't, I can't fuck up.
I know the feeling, dude. I know those feelings.
And it's
stuff like that.
So crazy to me. It's so crazy to me because
I brought Tupperwares one time. Back in the bro day.
Go ahead, you go first.
I brought Tupperwares to a high school party one time. I was pre-contest. I had to go to a high school party. Brought Tupperwares.
Dude. Okay, go ahead. You're gonna describe it exactly. I know you are. Yeah. So Tupperwares, right? I kid you not. We're at a fucking house party. I kid you not. I was like, oh shit. I mean, I didn't even have a watch out of the fucking flip phone back then. I was like, oh shit, it's 11. I gotta go have my last meal. And I would go to the car, and I used we have this place called Trader Joe's out here. I don't know if you guys have them.
We have that.
They used to have these. It was like it was already like a Tupperware, and it was called Just Chicken. And they had like a regular plain one and a teriyaki one. And I would go to the car, and I would fucking eat, X amount, and then I would go back in and turn up. And it was just like, this is what I did in class all the time. And people used to tell me, bro, I can't hang around you because you just like, you make me feel, girls used to be like, you make me feel shitty about myself. And I'm just like,
oh my God.
I mean, that's like, in my opinion, if you're prepping for something and they don't get it, that's their own insecurity that they need to work on. But I mean, shit, man, I feel I can relate. We were all, about that. I was always like concerned about my bench. I always wanted my bench to be good, whether or not I was. And dumbbells. My chest day, one day a week. Used to be go in.
I remember that.
And I would start with bench, and then I would do like everything. I would do incline, decline, dumbbell, whatever, and then finish with cable flies every single time.
Basically, what you would see in like a Ronnie Coleman video.
Absolutely, dude. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast recently, and they had what is his name? The freaking Dorian Yates on there. And I was listening to the way he talked, and I was like, dude, this is the way to do it back then. You just fucking kill the muscle. Like if I wasn't cramping in my hands, like if I could turn the steering wheel without any cramping or malfunction, like I didn't hit it hard enough. It's crazy.
Holy shit, dude. I have not spoken to somebody who lived this life in so long.
Dude, there you go, man. I mean, what's your ethnicity?
Native American predominantly. And then a whole blend of things. Native American,
because I'm Italian,
Irish,
and you're giving me that vibe, but I know it's where you grew up.
I'm pretty sure I have Italian in me, but there's no like we all look really Italian. Someone's Italian in our family, but the names have been all like, they're like all English names. It doesn't even make sense. We can't pinpoint who's who, but Native American, most likely Italian, German, Irish, French, Canadian, Dutch. I don't know what else.
Probably that's all good, man. But yeah, dude, and that was the life. Were you so age 15? You did your first show, so you had to have been training before that, obviously.
Yeah, not long though. I started training January 16th, 2006.
Dude, you remember that?
At 14.
That's crazy.
I remember I was watching MTV's True Life, and it was of a guy who was I can't remember if it was a steroid episode or if it was a different episode, but it was somebody who was a bodybuilder, and they showed him lifting and taking measurements, and I was like, I want to do that.
Was it the white guy with like kind of pale skin, and he was in the school, and he was just walking down the halls, and he was just like massive?
Maybe. I remember he was doing I remember he was doing like a stack. I think it might have been the steroid one. He was doing like the pec fly with a full stack at one point.
Fucking A, man. Dude, those are the times. True Life used to be the shit.
Yeah, dude, it was the best. And then, so I started doing that, and I was a skinny little kid. Mm-hmm. And like 6 months later, I wanted to do a show. And even my mom was like, do you think you're ready? Like, rhetorically, because I wasn't. But I did it. I jumped right in. And I don't regret it. No regrets.
Hey, man, I mean, it kind of... Did you do well? Did you
Yeah, dude, I got second place. I got second place in best posing award. I was only 2 kids in the entire class, but no one knows that.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. So you did your show, and then were you just a bro after that? Did you how did you find, what made you want to get into powerlifting? Probably like recently, right? A couple years?
Yeah, it was 2014. So, long story short, actually, it's funny. I just did an interview with Power Magazine. Shout out Slingshot. Shout out Mark Bell.
Dope.
Yeah, and they asked me the same thing, so I got a little bit into it in there. But the long story short of it was that I did bodybuilding for years. I actually did do well in the shows I competed in. I worked up to international level. Won a ton of team titles, top 2 in men's open titles and stuff like that. So
sick.
I didn't have the best genetics, but I worked my ass off, and I actually did well in the natural realm. But around, basically once I entered my 20s, I just started learning the truth of what really goes into bodybuilding, like even quote-unquote natural bodybuilding and how not natural it really is. And it started becoming boring and discouraging lifting hard, like month after month, year after year, and seeing no real growth, while people on juice are gaining 30 pounds and being shredded. So I kind of got really bored, and my body dysmorphia went away. I had crazy bigorexia because I was only such a small dude. And eventually, I got really comfortable with my own skin. I'm confident in my own skin now. I don't have those insecurities anymore. Good. And once that went away, though, I started seeing bodybuilding as kind of ridiculous. Even though I'd done it for 7 years, it got me the cover of a magazine. I mean, it got me crazy opportunities, and I loved it. I'm glad I did it. But I started looking at it dude, this is a male beauty pageant fueled by insecurity. There's so much bodybuilding.
I was gonna say, I wanted to touch on something that you just said. It's you'll hear bodybuilders tell you that when you're in the gym smashing a muscle and your measurement of progress is another inch on your arm, or a new cut if you're dieting or something like that, and it's really hard to see those adjustments, especially for a drug-free guy. And you might train for an entire year and put on 2 pounds of muscle, and you might not even see it. You know what I mean? Especially the longer you do it. But in powerlifting, if you add weight to the bar, you add weight to the bar. And it's the same thing kind of with dieting, where if you see the numbers on the scale go down, or if you see the weight in the bar go up, it's really encouraging, and you get a sense of progression, and it makes you want to continue to do it and get better and see, keep pushing. And just seeing how far you've come. And that's something that, bodybuilders do have that, but it's longer. You need more. You have to be patient, and
you typically need more drugs too.
Yeah.
To really see that.
I mean, since we're talking about that, if you look at Big Ramy, where he was a couple years ago till now, it's night and day. He was big as fuck back then, but now he's bigger as fucker and lean.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually getting the part that people were saying he needed to get down, which was to be shredded. People are even saying that he might even, dethrone Phil Heath, but I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, Phil Heath is
Phil Heath is
he's
like
a
a
god.
genetic
Like he's
phenom.
got
even he grows into shows too. That's the other thing. You can't grow into a show naturally.
Yeah, dude, he's like it's insane. I actually a couple years ago at the LA Fit Expo, I saw, oh my god, the guy who he got fourth, I think, at the last one. Shawn, no, maybe it was the
Shawn Rhoden?
So Shawn Rhoden, and he was like off season. So it was in March. No, it was in January. So the Olympia was obviously September, and he was like it was like a little bit bigger than a normal dude. He wasn't like, fuck, this guy's big. You know what I mean? Like Kai Green when he's training in the sweater and shit. And he looks fucking massive. Like you could tell, like, oh shit, that guy's like a bodybuilder. Didn't even look like that. But that guy, he has a crazy shape. He has like the craziest, that X, very tapered waist. So I mean, he can pull it off on stage. It's all about the illusion.
Yeah. I don't even follow that anymore. Honestly, I didn't even watch like last year's Olympia. I couldn't tell you
really,
the top
like,
five.
My extent of it is I follow Louis Marco and Phil Heath.
Oh, yeah.
But
you know what? Speaking of Louis Marco, you know who I like whose channel's similar is Nick's Strength and Power.
I saw that
checked his
somewhere.
channel, check that.
I saw that somewhere.
Dude, he's blowing up. He does videos, I think, kind of like Louis Marco style, where he comments on stuff, but he's really like spot on with this stuff. They're short, sweet, and to the point, and like he covers everything. He'll be like, "What happened to so and so?" And it'll be some famous bodybuilder that kind of disappeared, and like all different topics.
Dope.
He's good as hell.
Dope. That's cool, man.
Oh, and to answer your question officially, yeah, I fell out of love with bodybuilding. Realized it was too subjective. I missed doing a sport that actually required a feat of strength or athleticism. Was considering getting back into fighting or getting into even Olympic weightlifting. Ended up stumbling upon a Johnny Candido video of him. It was him responding to max tuning, 405 for max reps, and literally seeing a kid who was about my size lifting weight in gym plates, not some colorful plates. I couldn't really see what the hell the weight was of. I was like, wow.
Dude, that's why
cool.
when I'm at Zoo Culture and I'm lifting heavy for the gram, I mean, I don't use the kilos because normal people are like, what the fuck is...
You're a genius,
They're like,
dude.
What is this? Like, how much is this? But, nah...
Dude,
I really like.
How many people I've collabed with, and I've like use plates, please,
use
for the
plates,
video.
Use plates. No, but honestly, I like warming up with the 45s because I'm so used to it, and it's just I feel like it's a nice incremental jump.
Yep.
But so you mentioned Johnny Candido. At this time when you noticed him, where were you? Like, had you started your YouTube channel yet? Where were we at?
Oh yeah, I was living off of YouTube at this point.
And this was what year was this?
This is 2014.
And do you have a ballpark of how many subs you had back then at that time?
I mean, I had.
And I know that YouTube used to pay better then, right?
Yeah, it paid really well all up until like the last couple of months when like a bunch of like major advertisers dropped and stuff. But I had probably 80,000-ish subs at that time.
And you could live off that?
Yeah, it was. I was living very humbly, to say the least. I had a corporate job before, and
where were
I
you
had saved up.
I'm in LA. It's fucking expensive here.
Yeah, LA is really expensive. Rhode Island is expensive, not as expensive as LA, but Rhode Island is expensive. But I was managing a regional GNC at the time. Saved up probably at the time like 15 grand. I had just turned 21, so 15 grand was a lot for me. And so I was like, you know what, I got out of a relationship at that time. I didn't trust or like any of the people I surrounded myself with at that time. So I was like, I wanted to change my environment, and I'm tired of working 60 hours a week for somebody else. So I quit. And at the time, dude, at the time I quit my job, I had like 30,000 subs. I was making like $600 to $1,100 a month on a good month, which was like just enough for rent. But I had savings.
Dude,
but I risked it. I lived humbly, and I lived in Virginia, and Virginia was a lot cheaper for the first year. Moved back here in 2013 after a year, got an apartment, and then I fell off of powerlifting, and then the channel started picking up. And that's when I was able to start living comfortably.
What made you leave Virginia, and why did you go to Virginia in the first place?
Went to Virginia because my cousin was living there, who I grew up with. I'm closer with him than I am probably my own siblings. And he's like a really chill guy, good vibe. So I just wanted to live with him and just get a change of scenery. Best move I ever made. I grew personally so much by being alone in a city, in a state I knew no one in for a year, solid, out of my comfort zone.
I can totally relate, 100%. It's crazy, man. We've been through a lot of similar things, but different. When I played football in Kansas, I was on my own and with my girlfriend, just me and my girlfriend and my little dog. And, you know, I literally walked down the street to the grocery store and was like, I need a job. And I started working there and got a little place there. And it's so crazy. In the Midwest, you could actually work minimum wage and like pay for everything and live comfortably. It's crazy. It's supposed to be like that, but where I was, it was like it was like fucking dirt cheap. It was like $550 a month for a 2-bedroom, you know, townhome, you know, with a big backyard and a front yard, and it was crazy. Shit. Yeah, but I mean, we're in fucking Platte City, which is like literally it's like nothing. There's like nothing there. But me being from LA, being there, all I wanted to do, I just became unhappy. I didn't really care. That's when I realized, like, I was playing football out there. I didn't really care about football as much. I started to really found out what meant more to me. But in that time that I was there, I grew so much, like so much. You got to learn to live on your own. You got to just pay for all your own shit. You don't have the support system that you had before. And this is just a reoccurring theme with me. Is like, and people that have achieved anything decent is like, you're gonna either rise to the occasion or shit's gonna hit the fan. And obviously, you know, it's like adapt or die. We're not gonna die. We're gonna adapt to this shit. So, you know, I was working my job. My girlfriend was working her job, and then I found a loophole in my lease, and I ended up getting out. Came back to Cali, and then that's when I was working like 1,000 jobs. I was working like 4 different jobs: trainer, bouncing, a retail job, Abercrombie and Fitch. I used to work at Abercrombie and Fitch. And then I was also a personal assistant for this lawyer lady, and I would just walk her dog and do random fucking like grocery runs and shit. But I mean, I had that you know, that drive to come back. That I've always had kind of like a drive, just to do shit. But I wanted to come back to LA because I just felt like, I'm sure you probably felt the same in Virginia. Maybe you couldn't. You're like, there's not enough here for you. You're desperate for more. Like I didn't want to just stay there in Kansas and work my little job and that was it. I wanted to, you know, fucking become something more. So I came back. So you moved back to Long Island after you were in Virginia, and and around that time you saw Johnny. So Johnny Candido. Yeah. You heard it here. If it weren't for you, Nick Wright would have never existed. No, I'm kidding. You're probably bigger than him at the time, but he was coming up too.
I was. In fact, he gave me like this, he was like moved and he gave me a shout out in the video. He was like, he goes like, quote unquote, he was like, it's crazy that big YouTubers like Nick Wright gave me a shout out.
He used to be so innocent. He used to be such a, you know, now he's like very cynical.
Now he's malicious. Now he's just a cuck, dude. I love you, Johnny. I message Johnny a lot.
Yo, I hope Shawn hears this. I hope Shawn hears that and fucking just dies. That's hilarious. Speaking of Shawn, you were with him this past weekend, right?
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Okay.
I don't like to associate.
Okay.
His bank. Yeah, dude, I was with him. I'm in touch with him. He's gonna give me a hand, handling me at regionals too and stuff like that.
How many weeks out are you?
Like 3. I think it's 3 now. The 20th of August.
Ah, very interesting. All right, that's good, man. It's not he's handled you before.
What's that?
You before.
Yep. He handled it in my last meet. He's good with attempt selections.
Yeah. I mean, he's learned from the best. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But no, seriously, I've invested a lot of time and effort into him, and to see him, it means a lot to me. And I've told him this, when I can invest in someone and see my investment pay off, where, you know, if even with like in my relationship with Tina, like she has evolved as a person and as a lifter, you know, just over time of me knowing her. And that's a trait in people, the fact that you can learn and get better, is, I guess you got to be coachable in all aspects.
She also has the most colorful online presence in the world.
Oh, dude, she will like fucking shred you if you fuck up.
Her and Shawn actually both.
Oh, dude, I mean, if you have them, I mean, you're gonna be entertained like nonstop. Oh my! And I love how like the older Shawn gets, he just cares less and less and less, and he just like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna speak my mind. The other day he was getting into it with some gear lifters, and I was just like, I mean, he's being a savage right now, but he's telling the truth. So it's like, I mean, good. It's good shit, man. So it's good that Shawn's over there to take care of you. So you got into powerlifting. You saw Johnny, and when you got into powerlifting, were you just doing your own thing, or did you have a coach at the time, or how did that kind of work out?
No, I had no coach. I just started following Johnny's program because it was free on his site, and I just kind of followed that. It's very simple template style programming, and I really didn't train for strength ever before that, so it did the job for a first timer.
There are so many people, not recently, but maybe like in the past year that have hit me up saying, hey Joey, what's going on? And in like the intake form, like when I get a new person, I'm like, what is your current training like? And they're all like Johnny Candido's whatever. A lot of people have done that. So dude,
I got so many people onto that when like he first came out, because like I'm not now Johnny's like a bigger deal than I am by far, but when we first started though, like when he was like a small channel and just starting, and like I started following him, I was like the quote unquote like the bigger. YouTube was not what it was now, so there was only like a handful of us. There was like me, Matt Ogus, Chris Jones, Scott Herman, Twin. This was like 2014. More channels were starting to come up, but 2014. So it's like it was really just us until that point. So I was like this first like quote unquote bigger YouTube channel that started doing powerlifting, and the first videos took off a lot, like really well. And then I was preaching Johnny's program left and right. That's why he gave me the shout out. He's a god.
Johnny's a god. No, I wanted to say, even like as a coach right now. So we're in 2017. 2014 was about the time. I think it was the end of 2014 or just before that I met Shawn, or that Shawn hit me up. And, I had just known that he was a baseball player. I didn't really know anything else. But if you look online now these days, there's a gazillion people trying to be coaches, right? And when I give honest advice to like a young lifter coming up that wants to get into it, I tell them, I'm Joey. I'm relatable. I'm a guy. I'm a normal guy. You know what I mean? I make it seem, especially the way that I coach, I try to break things down and not, like you get the information that you need to succeed, and you can focus on like things that are gonna directly make you better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I almost make it seem easy, and a lot of people think that they can do it. That's why there have been many people that I've worked with that, if they leave for one reason or another, maybe they're like, oh, I could do it better than him or something. They try to become coaches, and I'm not gonna lie, I came up at a time, 2014, that was when I started gaining momentum, and when I really started to see that I could do this full time. And there was me, for powerlifting specifically, there was me. And I don't even think TSA was a thing yet. I think it was just Bryce. Maybe it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was just coming up.
I remember Bryce's name, and I don't think TSA was a thing yet.
I don't think TSA was a thing yet. I didn't even know who the fuck, I knew Hanny from my first meet. Like Bryce used to live down here, and but like I didn't know any of the other TSA coaches. I didn't even know. I think I knew who Mike T was, and Mark Bell was up doing it at that time. But I think like another thing about powerlifting is, even though I maybe only had like at 2015 nationals, I barely had like 5,000 followers, not even. But a lot the thing about powerlifting, and this is like something in market research that they're talking about, is like, so let's say you have 1 million followers, right? But you're like a booty model. How many of those followers are gonna indulge in the product that you sell? Whereas in powerlifting, I have like 20K right now, but a very high percentage of that 20K is willing to invest in my service. You know what I mean? That's why I have a gigantic roster and a full wait list, which is one of the great things about powerlifting. Everybody's just so passionate about it. Everybody wants to get better, and it's it's definitely not something that. They say happiness is true when shared, so you don't want to do it alone. You want to be a part of something. You want to, hey, that's why I started this right here. You know what I mean? We in this together. You know what I mean? So, it's been a great thing. But that 2014, 2015, those were the years, man. Yep. Those were when things were starting to come up. Those are when fucking like, I was able to. I haven't done it in years, but that was when I made my first. I powerlifting programming. Like I'm accepting clients post. I made it like one time. I did that post like one time. And then after that, I would just let people know like, hey, I'm going to be at this local meet. If you guys need my help, hit me up. And then I've since 2014, maybe early 2015. I haven't done that since. And actually, don't fact check me on that. But in my recent memory, I can't remember. If you notice, I just kind of fuck around on my Instagram.
I want everyone to fact check them.
So my girlfriend will dig back and find out the last time I made a post like that. But it was the time, like it was a perfect time, because now it's really, really hard. It's so saturated, and even on YouTube, I bet it's so incredibly saturated, and it's really hard to kind of gain momentum. People have to find you, and you can build a following.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm in the process of doing right now, and you know, you've been doing for a long time, and you know, even if you look at Johnny, he won't post for like a year, and he'll still get a good amount of views on his stuff because he's already built that relationship with those people over so long. And it's kind of like once people know you and once you establish your presence, you're never going to go away. Nick Wright's always going to be around. I mean, I think you're going to always be around. You know what I mean?
No, I think what you're saying is right. You're right. I think when there's some substance offered in some way, shape, or form, that does grip onto people, and I don't think it goes away.
Yeah, I mean, and also, you know, so I wanted to ask you, so 2014, you're coming up. There's not too many of you guys. Omar was around at that time for sure.
I was going to say, 14 is when YouTube, the fitness YouTube, shifted to powerlifting.
Then it started.
Like, I don't know, for the actual powerlifters who have been in the game, I don't know what it looked like to them. But I know for, like, the mainstream fitness YouTube, it was all bodybuilding and macros. And then 14, I switched to powerlifting. Omar Isuf was heavy into powerlifting. It started switching. Candido dropped.
Was it around? Wasn't he like? What do you mean dropped? Like he stopped posting, or he?
No, like he dropped his first Slim Shady LP. Like he hit the scene.
There you go, man.
He might have been 2013, but like that's when I think he started really blowing up around 14.
That's crazy, dude. So now we're getting into kind of like, let's go 2016-ish. Were you just doing YouTube full time, or did you always have kind of another job on the side?
No. So I got my first job at 13 years old, and then I had multiple jobs all throughout high school and stuff like that. Wanted to buy my own car and stuff like that. So I was always a hard worker, and I worked a lot. And I got so fucking sick of working a 9 to 5. So right at 21, I quit that job, moved to Virginia. It was the last time I ever worked in a 9 to 5 world. And I told you how I was like living on nothing at the time when I first quit, but it ended up evolving into something really, really great. So by 2015. I was making like on a good month, I make like 15 grand in a month in 2015.
15 grand in 1 month?
Honestly, that's the small one. That's the small fry end of it, man. You look at these bigger YouTubers. Like,
dude, I mean, obviously, like I'm thinking about like PewDiePie and Jake Paul and Philip DeFranco and
even in fitness, dude, even in fitness,
stupid money. Oh yeah. Dude, Chris Jones is balling. Chris Jones really is balling. Dude.
They're all 7 figures now. They're all 7 figures. They're not 6 figures anymore.
It's crazy, man. I mean, talk about the shirt that you're wearing. That's Alpha Elite, right?
This is Alpha.
Is that you?
Alpha Elite is Christian Guzman's. Alpha is one of my sponsors.
Okay, cool. So it's like it's not your thing. It's a separate thing.
It's not. No. They sponsor me, Matt Aesthetics, Teron Beckham, stuff like that.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I mean, what people have been able to do. I mean, Bradley owns the gym that I train at, and you know, I knew him before anything, and he was 2012 actually. He was on there before. He was one of the first people. People don't know. They just see him now, and they're like, take steroids. You know, he's like, he's trying to, It's like, no, dude. Like this motherfucker came up. He was grinding in the gym. I used to go to 24 Hour Fitness North Hollywood and see this motherfucker there, and he did his first show, and that was what people did. They did shows. He did his stuff, and he was on Instagram, and he was already big back then, and it's the timing, man. The timing. I think that's so crucial.
It is.
100%. But then, as time progressed, it becomes way more saturated. It's almost like there are so many incredible bodies out there. There are so many incredible lifters out there, and the good thing is it makes the talent pool better because all these people see these other people and they're like, hey, I could probably do that. I could probably do that. And then they find out, you know, they have great deadlift leverages, and then they become a powerlifter, and then da-da-da-da.
That's why we have 12-year-olds in the IPF totaling 18,000 pounds now.
I mean, there it is. And so it's so, dude, I remember when he was just a young pup and he was decent, and to see him grow over the years and come up and get stronger and evolve as a person. I mean, I try to empower my people, and he's definitely he's definitely gained a ton more confidence, and he's not even the same person that, you know, when I first met him. He's a great kid. Mama Noriega, if you listen to this, you did a good job.
No, for yeah, definitely. Shawn is an incredible person.
No, even to, but like he gets a lot of hate on his shit because of his arch or, you know, his wide stance, whatever. I've seen this motherfucker come up. There's a reason he benches with an arch. There's a reason he touches like that. There's a reason he squats like that and deadlifts like that. We didn't do any of that in the beginning. He used to have a flatter back. You know, he would sink the bar into his chest. He would squat super narrow, and he pulled conventional. And we trial and error.
I remember that. I met him in 2015, I think, too. I met him when he first squatted the meet. He first squatted 550, I think, is what I met him.
I remember that. Was it at the? Was it the state meet? Was Adam Hamden there?
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Adam Hamden's a god. He's so good. I met him. I met him at this last Arnold, and he's fucking awesome.
Dude, I got cigars.
For those of you that don't know, Adam Hamden competed at IPF Worlds in, like, I think it was 2015, and he was a beastly squatter. I think he ended up winning his class, which is super dope. Yeah. But that was when, did Johnny do Worlds then?
Yeah, I think so. I know Adam got a 600-pound squat at like 16 years old.
Absurd. Absurd. That's fucking insane. That was when it like started, and now juniors are no joke. Actually, for the 83s, the juniors are pretty much like taking over the open. I mean, John is out there on his quest to just do every meet that's big that isn't IPF.
Every sport, every event.
Back, I mean, these youngins are fucking it up. But yeah, man. So it started to get more saturated, and I'm kind of tying this into what made you. I remember you traveling around and you were recording videos with like. I know you did one with Eric Lillybridge.
Yep.
Who else? What was that apart? Was that like a series? Were you just traveling doing shit, or
like an unofficial series? It was like a direction I wanted to take my channel in for a little bit, and I really enjoyed doing it.
Highlighting like specific powerlifters and
yeah, that's something I'd actually wanted to do years ago before I even started YouTube. Obviously, at the time, I wanted to do it for bodybuilding. Now that I'm powerlifting, I do it for strength training. But I thought I love watching videos of elite athletes. Like, I don't watch too many YouTubers. I watch videos of like whatever my favorite powerlifter is. Like you've probably done too. I've watched a million.
Dude, I try not to watch. I don't really watch like too much informative information just because I spent years of my life like absorbing all that shit, and it's like, you know, I just get mad. I just get like, I disagree with this. Yeah. Like, why am I watching this? But it's all good. I mean, that's what, you know, it is what it is.
I like the entertaining stuff, man. I like the videos of powerlifters and heavyweight. So I wanted to emulate that. I figured in my mind I would not only go and meet these crazy ass lifters I was a huge fan of, I would actually create a video I myself would want to watch for motivation or for entertainment and bring that to the world. And it worked. So I got with George Lehman. He pulled 800 for 8 before he disappeared to Cambodia. And that video has like over 2 million views now. Eric Lillybridge, that video has over 1 million views now. Yeah. I got Pete Rich. I was supposed to meet John Hack and Jesse Norris. And both times, United Airlines screwed me over, so never fly United.
I remember that, dude. What happened?
United sucks.
What the fuck happened, dude? I remember that John was like, I'm so excited to meet Nick Wright. And then you didn't.
That's so funny, dude. He was so shy. Now he's like really chill. But at the time, he was so shy. What? Andy Askow, shout out to Andy, who was like best friends with him.
He was actually on, I just did a podcast with him, which is up, by the way. If you guys haven't, go check it out. But
go check it out. But Andy would be like, I tell Andy, I'd be like, dude, like he agreed, but he does not sound excited to like do anything with me at all. And he's like, no, he's just shy. That's how he is.
It's not even really shy. He just even like coaching him, he never complains. He just you'll never know if he's hurt. If he's hurt, he won't really let you know. I mean, he'll tell me like, this was irritating me, but I did it anyway, or something like that. But that's just how he is. Even dude, I remember, you know, like, even with his family, he's just very like to the point. You know, whatever he needs to do, he does it. But you know, John's a good dude. That's just how he is. If you don't know him, you know, like you might think, oh, this guy hates me. But yeah, man. So you're supposed to do them.
Now we'll snap random stuff, and he's funny as hell. But
yeah. I feel you. So you're supposed to see Jesse and John, and you didn't.
Yep. Yeah, United ended up canceling my flights.
That was the end of that series.
At the time, dude, like I had spent like $3,000, I think, on just traveling, and I traveled a lot. And it was like back-to-back traveling. Like I think I had just gotten home from Pete Rubish, and like the next day was going to get in the plane for one of them. I don't remember who it was. And so United canceled me, screwed me all up, and so I had to go through like Orbitz or whatever to get the refund, and it was a whole mess. And then by the time when I could have rescheduled, I think it was also.
Wait, did they try to fight you? I can't believe I didn't say that. Did they try to just fuck you up? They were like, "Get him." That's Nick Wright. Get his ass out of here.
No, they just fuck up all the time. Don't fly. I will never fly United again. But like the thing was, like I was timing it for these lifters to be peaked. Like John Hack was going to do that mock meet, so it's like I couldn't just like get on a flight later on that week. Like he was going to lift the next day, so it's like we just kind of missed the boat. And I'd definitely love to link up with both of them still.
Oh yeah. Man.
But
I mean,
whenever.
I'm sure they'd be down, but I mean, are you? So what happened? It seemed like after that, you kind of like backed off from YouTube a little bit.
Yeah.
Why?
More or less. I just kind of fell out of love with it. Yeah, really, just kind of at one point, it just started kind of feeling like a chore and like a job more than actually something I enjoyed. And you got to really enjoy YouTube to do it. It's I don't take myself too seriously because of YouTube or anything like that, but I will say to do YouTube well, it's a full-time job. It's a lot of work. So you got to love it to do it. And yeah, dude.
Okay, we're good. People don't even know. Sorry about that, guys. Had to tell people to be quiet. Anyway, we're back at it. So you fell out of love, and I was asking you about, like, did you not need the money? Was the money not good anymore? You know, what's going on?
No, the money was fine. And the thing about, like, YouTubing the fitness industry, everyone thinks it's just YouTube money. It's not. Like, we have multiple different sponsors that all pay salaries, too. We have clothing lines. So it's like we have multiple streams of income. And on top of savings and investings and everything, I had stocks going. And
stocks seem complicated.
So I didn't really need it, but like my thing is I never want to be like a slave to money. If I'm gonna do something that I hate doing just for the paycheck, I might as well just go back to the 9-to-5 world and get a day job.
Absolutely, I totally get you, and I can relate to that. That's why, believe me, I could take on 50 more people right now if I wanted, but I would die and I would hate it. I would fucking fall apart. I think balance is very important, and I have to make sure that, you know, like the people that I have now, there's like a kind of a synergy going on. People, like, they like each other, everybody gets along, they understand the system, and we could just roll with it, and I am able to be very effective and keep it positive and moving in the right direction, you know what I mean? If I just wanted to make as much money as I could, nobody would have access to me really, and it would just become, you know, something that I never want to be. I honestly never want to be that. I'm tired of hearing people come to me saying, you know, this person doesn't give me attention, or you know, whatever the complaint is. I never want to be that. And honestly, that's what kind of helped me be who I am as a coach, like be the coach that I am, because before I kind of got here, I had already known what not to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was very lucky that my first coach, Tyler Mayer out in Arizona, shout out to him, gave me a lot of attention. And he, you know, definitely, like, this was back when, like, DUP didn't even exist. Like, there was no daily insulating periodization. We didn't have the understanding that we do now. And, you know, just seeing what people didn't like kind of helped me know what to do and find something that works really well. So
Right.
I get you, man. I never want to be that. And when you kind of backed off from YouTube, were you just chilling? I mean, obviously your sponsors, like, if you're not putting out content, then how are they?
Yeah, I had other social medias that were under contract that I still use and stuff like that to keep the sponsors alive. When I first backed off of it, I mean, I was a little depressed about it, to be honest, just because it was like something that I had known for so long. I know that sounds dramatic, but it was just like something I had known and loved for so long, and to kind of feel like it was done, and I didn't really know who I was or where I wanted to go or what direction I wanted to go in. All I knew is that I never have been one to have a plan, and I just like following inspiration as it comes. So I just wanted to lay back, chill, not feel like I had an obligation, and then when inspiration for something hit me, I'd follow that.
Yeah, man, I totally get you. So what made you? Have you started posting again? Are you back? Are you up and running again on YouTube or?
Yeah, just got back up and running again, and channel's definitely like it fell off. It's not the size it was anymore, and that's fine. Never wanted any handouts to begin with, and I'm the one who stopped uploading. So
I think it's kind of like that for everyone, though, right? Like you still have like a ton of subs, but the views obviously don't match the subs. Yeah. And this is kind of a common thing that I've seen over time. If you look at, damn it, what's his name? Is it Timmy Turner? Timmy Turner? Is that his name? Timmy Turner? Tobuscus. Tobuscus.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, he was a massive YouTuber around that time. Like this guy literally had toy deals, like massive YouTuber, and something happened where like some girl tried to say he raped her or whatever, and YouTube kind of, I don't know what happened, but he's got millions of subs, but he only gets like 20,000 views on his vlogs.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's
really strange. Yeah, man. I don't really know how that works.
If you're inactive, it'll happen too. Just like if you're not active and don't post a lot, you'll slide to the bottom. The algorithm will slide you to the bottom of your subscription box, which has happened to me. But that's fine. The new videos, I just started a new series leading up to regionals. The new videos are really high-end editing, high quality. I basically designed them so anybody, not just anybody who's into lifting, anybody, like any old person who doesn't know who I am or care about lifting, could watch them and at least be entertained. So I think they're really entertaining. And I started dropping those, and my plan is to reunite with a few of my friends, the bigger YouTubers, collaborate with them and stuff like that.
And then,
get back on track.
And
with doing content.
Do you think if you start picking up the pace again and start posting that you can kind of come back up in the ranks, or do you have to, is it just like this channel has just been like blacklisted?
I wouldn't say blacklisted. I think I'm gonna need some collaborations and stuff like that, which is fine. I'm not like, I would never hit up my, like, the thing is, like, bigger YouTubers, like I've helped a lot of the bigger YouTubers.
Oh yeah, of
like,
course.
I was one of the like even like Max Tuning's killing it, and I started him. So I've remained like I've kept a good friendship with a lot of these guys that are big now. So my plan is to link up, travel a whole lot, start collabing with other big YouTubers, get back up with my friends again. But the thing is, I don't want to just, hey guys, I fell off. Can you collab with me to put me back on? I want to give.
You can tell them like, hey, I got this idea. What do you think?
Well, it's just the more of like I'm laying the work down first, so I'm banging these videos out, and if they're not getting the views I used to get now, that's fine. But the foundation's being laid now, so when I do go collab with other people and new viewers, let's go check out Nick's channel, or let's go check out Nick's channel again. They go and check on it. They're gonna see all these.
I'm actually on your channel right now, and I'm trying to think. It looks like I'm just like scrolling through the views. What would you say when you were making bank, your views were like?
The comeback series. There should be a playlist right in the main channel. They were averaging 50 to 60,000 views every upload.
And that's
like the average.
That was, yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking at it's not too bad. I mean, in the last month, I would say 20K is like around where it's at. Yeah. But then before that, it was 60K. One of them just has.
It's not dead in the water.
Man. No. I'm just looking at the title, "Getting Heavier." Muslims. Like, what the fuck?
Wicked crazy.
That's fucking crazy, dude. No, but no, I mean, just like what I like about social media is if you fucking grind at it and you have something, you could come up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing. Just to clarify it, I actively stopped on YouTube pretty much. Take full responsibility for that. I stopped. The views fell off. That was my own doing. All good. Now I've found a new inspiration. I'm grinding whole new style of videos, whole new quality of videos. Going to take a while to get the views back. That's fine. I'm laying down the foundation now, putting in the work. I'm going to link up with my friends again, get collabs going again, get active again, and whatever happens, happens. But I definitely would not say it's dead in the water.
I mean, and you're doing it because you want to do it now. It's not like I have to do this. It's like I really want to, you know, put out something that I'm going to be proud of, you know, that people are going to appreciate. And like you said, I think what you said, I don't know why people have a problem with people doing well. Like, I never understood that. I never understood that. It's like, if somebody's hustling and they're working, they're making money, fucking good shit. That should be motivating. You should want to be like that person. You know what I mean? I mean, you could be whatever you want. If you want to be a bum and you're happy, then fucking happiness is key. Do that. But you know what I mean? It's like, people don't know the work that you put in. I've known of your name for a long time. I just didn't know much about you. I mean, that's why we're doing this, so I can learn about you. And you know, people can agree or disagree with you for whatever reason. I know in the past you've put out content or said that you like things or don't like things, or you decide to lift a certain way, and people will be like, oh, Nick Wright's dumb, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But really, it's kind of like, hey, let me drop this guy's name so I could get views from his fans. You know what I mean? And it's like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? But you have to be resilient. Would you say that through social media and I mean, I know what it's like to deal with negativity sometimes. Has that made you resilient in a way? Like, in a sense that you Jamie Foxx says, don't read the comments. Like, he said, don't read the comments. Yeah. He's like,
that's how I live by now. Yeah, just really don't focus on it.
Yeah, don't read the comments because if you do, you'll subconsciously, like, you're not even going to be yourself because you're going to try to appease all these people. You got to do you. Yeah. And you just have to, and I think that's such a key thing, you know, and one YouTuber that comes to mind, I can't believe, his name's TJ Kirk. The guy literally, like, triggers everyone, but he is so thick-skinned. It's like, that is a level of fucking tolerance and thick-skinnedness that I want to get to. Like, this guy doesn't...
Yeah, some people are just built for it.
Like, nothing will bother them. Like, you can't say shit to them. And that's how it should be, honestly. And a lot of the times... I mean, I know, you know Meg Squad. She's made videos talking about how, like, she has to... She could like go back and forth with you. Like, she could take jokes, she could joke about you, you could joke about her, whatever. But there are some things with many people where like, yeah, you're joking, but deep down, like, it kind of bothers us. You know what I mean? Everybody's like that. It's like a normal thing, and you just gotta tell yourself, like, you know, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna stay winning. I'm not gonna let they stay away from they. I'm not gonna let they fucking take you down. So you just gotta keep grinding at whatever it is, and if you're good at what you're doing, if you have substance and you believe in what you're doing, whether you want to be a YouTuber, do you like being defined as a YouTuber, or do you not like being like I could be a coach, but I don't want to just be a coach because, you know, I'm also a mentor, I'm also a motivator, I'm also like a lot of other different things. So when people call you a YouTuber, are you like, whatever, I don't give a shit, or are you like, I don't want to be classified as that?
I don't really give a fuck anymore. Part of mastering what you just said, not caring about criticism, it needs to be applied everywhere. Yeah. So if I care about how someone's labeling me, that's coming from some insecurity in me, and that needs to be kicked. Yeah. So people can call me a janitor if they want. It doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me.
That
I am whatever you say I am.
That reminds me of a very famous song.
I should make that song one day, dude.
Dude, do a fucking parody rap of that. I always think about it. I'm like, dude, man, we should do a rap one day. We could have this person and that person. We could be doing this.
Oh my god.
I know Mark Bell's done it, but I don't really know how well it did. And it's like, powerlifting. Now are you? So what made you link up with Brett?
Oh, I was a huge fan of Brett. It's actually from Johnny Candido again.
Damn, son.
Johnny Candido did a video one time. This is back when 2014, where Johnny was talking about his like role model or idol in powerlifting, and he referenced Brett because at the time Brett was the world champion in the junior class, And so I started following Brett. I was blown away. I was like, I was more out of everything. I was more blown away because I was shocked at Johnny Candido's strength. So I was more blown away to see like a kid my age and size benching 4 plates at the time.
Did you know
that
about
was like
John Heck at the time?
No, I don't think he was even. I didn't not know he was a thing at the time. I started like a year afterwards.
Dude, 2015. When I started working with him, I didn't even know who he was. I just like, he hit me up and I was like, all right, let me see. And he's like, yeah, I went 5 for 9. I only totaled 16, 15 at 83. And I was like, you only totaled that? I was like, damn, this kid's strong. And I was like, if we work hard, we could break 1700. And he annihilated it. He's put on a ton of muscle since we started too, which is crazy. And
I first saw Hack from Johnny Candido too. Hack wore an HQ shirt or tank top, and Johnny shouted him out, and that's why I first heard about John Hack.
Like, shout out to Johnny giving people mad love, dude. Johnny gave me a shout at IPF Worlds when he was one of the commentators asked him to come take a seat, and he gave me a mad shout. And dude, that Johnny, man, you're a good dude. Shouting everybody out like that. Some people are really like, no one exists but me. Everybody's competition. It's like, nah, man. You gotta pay homage, you know what I mean? Gotta give credit where credit's due. But so you found out about Brett through Johnny, and then you were like, you know what? I want to learn from that guy. He's someone who I've looked up to for a long time. Let me hit him up.
Yeah, basically, man. Yeah, I just started hitting him up, and I told him. I think it started off one time where I just messaged him and told him like just basically that I admired him. I just complimented him and stuff like that, you know, as a lifter, and said I had my first meet, and then he ended up shouting me out in one of his videos. Cause I don't know if he followed me or how in depthly he followed me, but he knew that I was like a bigger YouTuber at the time, and I think he like respected that. So he gave me a shout out, and he was like, here's some motivation for your meet, man. And it was like his last squat session. And I was like a huge fan of him because he was just crazy strong at my like same age as me. And then he started helping me here and there, just little tips. And his little tips would help like crazy. And I realized through his tips that he had the most technical eye ever. Obviously, I've never worked with Joey Flexx, so I don't know how you are. Out of everyone I had worked with, he had the most technical eye. Just the tiniest, minute little details no coach had ever picked up on, he would correct. And, like, it just made a huge difference. And since working with him, he's just made insane changes to me and my technique and my strength. So
I think part of, you know, finding a good coach also is compatibility. Whereas, you know, there are people who I'll literally tell them, like, hey, man, you need to squat deeper, and here are some things you can do to do that, and they'll get offended. Because maybe they were particularly proud of a lift, and you know, for me to say something that they could perceive as negative, I mean, that's all. You know, being accountable is it's all about, like, you know, I gotta tell them that. I'd rather them be mad at me than be mad on me day, and maybe my personality just doesn't. I mean, I get along with a lot of people. I have like a large array of, you know, people that you wouldn't particularly think I would work with, like older, younger, whatever. But you know, compatibility is a thing. Some people want someone who just like, I only want to talk to you once a week and that's it. You know what I mean? I don't do that. But that's so some people want that. Some people hit me up and they're like, yo, man, I want a training program for X amount of weeks. That's it. You don't even need to look at my lifts. And I'm just like, I mean, I don't really do that because if you get a bad result and I'm not there to explain things to you and help you through it, then what's going to happen is they're going to tell everyone, you know, this thing
looks bad on you. I would at least want a week to week, like, check-in and everything, like at least week to week.
At least week to week. I like to do it every day. My dogs are barking. We're going to try to ignore them. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I mean, and obviously you've been with Nick for how long now?
With Brett?
Yeah, my bad.
About a year.
Nice, man. So you obviously like I made a video on this a little while ago about loyalty and how you know, whether it's with me or whoever, being with that person over time, if they're competent, they're going to learn you. He's going to learn how to help you better. And you've been with him so long, like the investment is already there on both ends. So for like it wouldn't even make sense for you to like jump ship now because he already knows you. He could probably help you better than anyone because he's worked with you long enough.
Yeah.
And that's something that, I mean, unless it's been a long time coming where you've just been unhappy, it's like any relationship. You know what I mean? If you've just been a long time coming, you're unhappy and you're not feeling like you're getting anywhere, they're not hearing you out, whatever, and it's been a long time, longer than it should have been, then yeah, you got to get out. But, you know, that's great, man. I think it's awesome whenever you can build a relationship with someone like that. And it's also kind of cool for you that he does do YouTube. He is a competitor. You know, Brett, he's a good dude. I did a podcast with him, JP and John, and I got to know him a little bit better. And you know, I like his personality. He's very like a hype lifter when he lifts, and he's, you know, aggressive and he's very strong. And he's got a lot of talents that, you know, people like. And it makes sense that has the following that he has and is where he is. I keep telling him he's going to have a super meet one day. Super meet is when everything comes together and you just have your best meet. You just have your best meet, the best meet that you could have hoped for. It's going to happen one of these days. I've seen we've seen little blips of it here and there. And, you know, one of these days he's going to hit it, and it's going to be the day that he's been, hopefully it's at, you know, a meet that, I know he's got unfinished business at Worlds, just been a series of unfortunate events, but one of these days it's all going to click, and he's going to come through. So, you know, congrats to you for finding him, and congrats to Brett for helping you get better. I mean, it's always a good thing, man. It's literally what I deal with all the time. It's really rewarding. For sure. It's literally very rewarding, and it's nice to know that you're making a difference in people's lives, and you're able to support yourself doing that. And that's something that, I mean, there are YouTubers out there that touch a lot of people. I know that, you know, you're one of those people that not only do you provide like kind of like entertainment value, but, you know, maybe someone picks up something in their video that they didn't know before, you know, or maybe they see you go through. Have you ever posted any, like, you going through a tough time and you know, you get through it? Because I post pretty much everything at this point. I've gotten some awesome feedback like you described. That's dope, man. So this meet coming up, what is the significance of this meet for you?
It'll be the first meet I've done that's not local.
Okay.
I mean, it's not nationals or anything like that, so I'm not like, I just want to beat my own numbers. But yeah, it's yep. So it's the Northeast USAPL Northeast Regionals. So it's the entire like Northeast wing, like all of New England down to like New York and stuff like that.
Super dope, man. I have a couple guys doing that one, I believe. You guys that meet's big. It's really big. There's a lot of people that do that meet. And so you started posting on YouTube again. Do you have any projects in particular that you want to let people know about? That you've been, you know, that you just started, or maybe a series or something, or something to look out for?
Yeah, there's the Road to Regional series that just started. It's like 4 or 5 videos deep now. Those videos are worth checking out to everybody, even if you've never seen my channel or if you saw my channel years ago and stopped watching. I took the editing and everything, the production of these videos to a whole new level, so I think everyone will at least be entertained by them.
Is editing a tough thing?
It's time consuming. It's meticulous. If you're, I think I'm naturally very like musical and like kind of artistic and creative. So for me, like I picked it up fast and I'm really fast at it now. But it's definitely like it's meticulous and it can be.
Would you say that you could be an editor for someone because you've done it for so long?
I have the skill to. I don't even have the best equipment. You give me the best equipment,
you do some damage.
I could definitely edit.
You do some damage.
Yeah, if you give me the best, I can definitely edit something pretty good.
That's dope, man.
I'm not the. I never went to school for it, so there's definitely people that are way better than me for sure. But I could definitely make something sick. But I would get so bored editing other people's stuff so fast.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I get you, man. The extent of my editing is very, you know, similar. My whole thing is like getting the content out and in the fastest way possible. That's why a lot of it's audio. but I've been able to reach people that way, and maybe they're not distracted with my outrageously good looking face, so they have no choice.
That's been distracting me the entire time.
So they have no choice but to listen to what I'm saying.
I haven't listened to a word you've said because you're distractingly good looking face.
Man, that's a compliment coming from you, but yeah, man. I mean, I'm trying to think. I feel like there's one more thing that I left out that I wanted to talk to you about. It's late. I know. What time is it where you're at right now?
It's 1:43 a.m.
1:43 a.m. So, guys, just so you know, I'm in Los Angeles. He is in Long Island?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
I get that all the time, though. I'll be like, Rhode Island. Oh, New York.
Nah, it's just... It's actually, very similar. So, I thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it. So, you have your meet coming up. Do you have anything, any, like, goals coming up you want to let us know about, or are you just gonna
meat-wise or in general?
Say that again. Meat-wise, and then I guess in general, are you gonna come to nationals to kick it, or it's kind of?
I'm thinking about it, man, because it is Florida. I love a lot of people going there. I might.
It'd be dope, dude. It'd be dope. People would be happy.
We can all hang out and frolic in the sun. It'll be cool.
Yeah, man. Everybody wants to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, I'm down, dude.
Man. So yeah, that being said, I think that was a pretty good episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Nick, thank you so much, man. It was a good time.
Thank you for the offer. I was honored when I heard that God wanted to work with me. And to everyone listening, thank you for listening. This has without a doubt been the best episode you've listened to in the last 4 hours.
100%. Before we go, I always, tell people that make it this far, leave it, like, we're going to post a hashtag in the comments below, but we got to come up with something. So since you're here, is there any particular hashtag or thing that you want people to post in the comments? Like for Andy, we did Ask How. For Ask Tim. How.
No, I got it right here. My followers already know this one.
Go ahead.
But if you listen to this, hashtag Nick can't read. No, I'm sorry. No, I can read. Hashtag Nick can't count. I did like 5 other hashtags the other day in the video, and I got them all mixed up. Nick can't count was the original one. I can't.
Okay, so
I can't read it, but do the count.
Okay, so
because it started. I always mess up my reps and sets always. So I was like, I can't count, dude. So hashtag Nick can't count. I also can't read. So hashtag also Nick can't read. But Nick can't count's the main one.
Hashtag Nick can't count or Nick can't read in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had a lot of fun on this one, and stay tuned for the next one. Yep.
Thanks, guys.